mother, a wife, a writer, and a publisher. So my family, I actually have a blended family. So my biological children are Jair and Zion. Jair is my 3-year-old son, and he loves everything superheroes and PJ Masks. And my 7-year-old daughter's name is Zion, and she loves everything unicorns, Barbies, and LOL dolls. I primarily work with mothers, professional mothers, and I really truly believe that when it comes to women, we are the primary caretakers of children. And so if you can heal a woman, you can heal a nation. And what I mean by that is that our children are only going to be as physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally healthy as the women who are raising them. The sacrifices that my grandmother made. I think about the sacrifices that all the women in my family before her made, with not knowing how to read and write, not because they didn't want to learn, but because they weren't allowed. If there was something about a book that was so powerful to where it was on the law books that someone could lose their life for knowing how to read and write, then I need to be a change agent. I need to read, I need to write, and I need to teach other people how to do the same.
I draw my strength from my ancestors, the women that have come before me, especially my mom. I never knew strength until I saw her. I never knew strength until I became an adult and a woman and a mother. And I saw the many hats that she wore. I have combined my love for art and civic engagement. I work for a nonprofit named Sister Love. I've been there for 10 years, but with my job, I am an outreach coordinator and a prevention specialist. I do a lot of community events, and when I do community events centered around education of HIV, Black women empowerment, I include art. I include artists, I include art, and I include it as activism art, and we call it artivism. And I balance that as a single parent by tapping into my resources and my support system. I only desire to be a mother and to raise my children to the point where they can be successful. I want them to be strong. As my mother say, shade the ground they walk on. When you say something, you mean it, and you stand in your truths.
Share Atlanta began because of my own journey to heal. Leon and I had wanted children since before we got married. We were very much on that road. Always knew that the one thing I wanted to be, I didn't care if I really had a career. I was one of that generation where what I wanted to do was raise my family. That was going to be a difficult journey, as I found out, because we had infertility issues. And then when I finally did get pregnant, the first 2 babies we lost through miscarriage. Got pregnant again finally after about 3 years, and we carried our son Joel, and he was the joy of our lives. Then we got pregnant with Seth, and I had much difficulty with that pregnancy, but we soldiered through, and that baby came in the middle of the night. We had planned to have Joel with us. We got in there and they couldn't find they thought he was not right, and what they were feeling was a birth defect that would take his life. So I leaned back and I thought to myself, all I want to do is die. I had no idea what I was going through. I didn't think I knew anything about grief. The midwives that gathered around us, they told me that I was to love him and be with him. I have worked with Share Atlanta for 34 years. They're all volunteers, and they're all moms who have experienced the loss of their baby. They themselves are inspirational to me.
My daughter was born December 14th, 2010. I was with her dad at this time, and we had been together for 3 years prior to that. 2 weeks after she was born, we parted ways, and I was going to be a stay-at-home mom and changed into having to be working a full-time job. I had to gain help from the community. I struggle myself with PTSD, so it was, that first year was kind of hard, making sure that I was okay mentally. And if it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for, the challenges, the daily new things that she would do, I don't know if I would be here. She's kept me inspired. Hard to be a mom because you're both parents. You're paying your bills, and then having the ministry on top of that. It's like I'm working 3 full-time jobs. The Yellow Elephant is a suicide awareness ministry that is to bring light into the darkness by starting the conversation with the decal. Back in October of 2015, in a Walmart parking lot, I was thinking of my friend Kristian, who had committed suicide in 2012, and her love for elephants that not many people knew about. They knew that she loved butterflies, but she had one actually in her room that broke 3 days before she died. And she loved them. She loved the way they were majestic and powerful. So I was thinking, when I thought of that, all of a sudden the thought of elephant in the room. Everybody knows about suicide, depression, mental health, but nobody really addresses it. It's still taboo.
Being a single mom is stressful sometimes, but I manage. I have a schedule. It balances out very well. The boys are very, very active. Like every day they into something. So I work 2 jobs. My full-time job and my main job is working for the Department of Defense on the Marine Corps Logistics Base in Albany. I work for a company called DLA, which is Defense Logistics Agency, and we support the warfighters, the military. And then part-time, I work the hotel. My number 1 hobby is basketball. I love basketball. I'm a big basketball fan. My boys, they love sports, but they very, very they teen boys. So it's like girls can't play basketball. So I had to show them like mommy can play basketball. So I also, with the basketball, I also volunteer with my high school, Monroe Comprehensive High School. I'm on the Monroe Alumni Committee. So every year we have a big meet and greet from the 1950s to the 2017, 18s, and I still play. I get out there, I give them the best 5 minutes of my life. I think they know when I'm having a bad day, because my baby boy, he would come and say, Mama, he'll rub on my face, Mama, I love you, Mommy. And it's been times where I never let them see me cry, but they have seen me cry sometimes. And they're like, what's wrong? Come wipe my tears. And I'm like, I'm just tired. And then my baby boy, he rubs my feet, and I just start laughing. I was like, you know what, I can't give up.
I'm a mother, a wife, a rising 3rd-year law student at Atlanta's John Marshall Law School. I am the president of the Georgia Association for Women Lawyers here at the law school. I am a legal assistant for Wester Law, and in my spare time, I still find time to volunteer with the Xi chapter, Delta Zeta chapter at the University of North Georgia. My childhood was amazing. I had 2 very supportive, active parents who were everything that I want to be for my child and more. I lost my dad in 2008 to suicide, so that was pretty tough on me, which derailed me completely from my path. My mother is my rock. I call her for everything. I mean, she's everything that I want to be and more for Blakely growing up. She's what pushed me to come to law school and to get where I need to be. I had just signed up to take LSAT study courses and found out I was pregnant. And in that moment, Brian, my husband, was crying tears of joy, and I just sat there. I just saw everything coming to a halt again. I was happy, but also terrified that I was going to lose my goals and hopes and dreams again. And that did not happen. I'm a testament to pushing forward and pushing on and just waiting in the uncertainty of life. So that's what I did.